Today's episode is sponsored by Zoloft.
When you know more about what's wrong, you can help make it right.
Ask your doctor about what Zoloft can do for you and your mental health.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Mental Munchies, where we take a bite out of the world's biggest questions. Let's say hello to our hosts.
I'm Laili Sun.
And I'm Kellyn. And today, Laili, we're going to be talking about the serious issue of mental health in prison systems and how inmates just slip through these cracks.
Yeah, so let's get right into it. Recently, it has become more evident than ever before on the lack of mental health support for those in the prison system. It's led to just a horrible cycle of people perpetually coming in and out of prison, not getting the help they need, and it's leading them to commit further crimes. According to the National Alliance on Mental Health, about 2 in 5 people who are incarcerated have a mental health illness. But wait,
2 in 5?
37% in state and federal prisons, and 44% in jails, local jails.
What the heck? That's way higher than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
So, what I'm getting from these rates, and especially how high they are, is that our American prison systems are just not paying attention to people with mental health and are just basically contributing to the serious mental health epidemic our country is already going through.
Yeah.
They're almost like mental health providers in a sense,
yeah.
where they're just not using compassion and neglecting the people that are in our prison systems instead of using compassion and empathy, which we all need a little bit more of.
Yeah.
Especially because we've talked about this before. We all go through mental health problems.
Yeah.
And we all struggle.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
these individuals just don't have that support system that they need.
Did you know what's so crazy about this?
What?
Is I just heard about a situation that revolved around this topic.
Really? Was it the one in Charlotte?
I think so. Like the blue light.
Yes.
Line?
Wait.
Yes.
Okay, I was listening to another podcast about this recently, so I think I have some info to drop.
Okay.
Her name was Irina Zarutska. And on August 22nd, this year, so recently, she was on a Blue Lynx train and she was stabbed from behind and she unfortunately passed away. She was a Ukrainian immigrant from Ukraine and she had just come here after the Russian invasion.
Yeah.
So she had already had
Yeah.
so much trauma.
Yeah.
She had just gotten her diploma in art and restoration. She was learning English, she was working jobs, and she just had so much life ahead of her.
Yeah, so young.
She was only 23.
So I know.
How crazy is that?
We're not too far away from that.
Girl, totally.
And then the man who committed this murder, his name
Yeah.
is DeCarlos Brown. And he was 34 years old, and he was in the homeless shelters in the Charlotte-Mecklenburg area. And he was actually diagnosed with schizophrenia in 2015.
Really?
Yeah. But aside from that, which is horrible, it's been such a long since his diagnosis, he had been previously convicted 13 times.
13?
13. Not for
wow.
little crimes, but for honestly pretty big ones.
Like what?
Breaking and entering, armed robbery, possession of a firearm by a felon. And when this tragedy happened, he was actually on bail, awaiting a trial for a crime he had committed earlier in the year.
Oh my goodness.
13
so,
times.
This man was just in and out of the prison system. No one's paying attention to him. No one's waving that red flag. Maybe this is a problem. So anyways, what about his family? How were they affected by this?
So according to New York Times, his family believed he was too dangerous to live at home.
Whoa.
But under state law, he was not considered dangerous enough to be treated against his will.
Wait, hold on. What do you mean not dangerous enough?
I don't know. I don't know what they consider dangerous.
He sounds pretty dangerous to me.
Yeah.
What's more dangerous than that?
I don't know. That's just crazy.
I know. Crazy.
And then his mother even reported trying to get involuntary commitment for him. But guess what?
What?
She was denied. Denied.
What?
Denied.
That's crazy because this whole thing could have been avoided.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. If someone had just listened to her, this might have not happened.
Yeah.
Wow, that's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And you know, I like to add a little spice into our stories. I like to add a little another perspective. No, it's horrible what happened to her.
Yeah.
And her death is tragic and should have never happened. And it raises a lot of just awareness about women's safety, which we're talking about in a future episode. And it just, like I said, waves a big red flag on what is going on with safety and the prison system.
Yeah.
But it draws a bigger magnifying glass to the fact that our prison systems could have prevented this.
Yeah.
Like you said, like DeCarlos Brown, he had been in prison 13 times prior, and no one was waving at red flag.
Help.
Yeah, exactly. He had no support. No one was saying, hey, maybe we should check this out. Maybe we should keep an eye on him once he leaves.
It's honestly sad for him too.
It's really horrible. Sad. His life, like, it was out of his control almost.
That's horrible. And stuff like this is just going to continue happening like a revolving door. And obviously it's a justice issue. Everybody knows that. But it's also a public health issue. There needs to be more support for people that need mental health resources that like DeCarlos Brown. And whether it's inside a prison or outside a prison, there needs to be some.
You're so right.
Yeah.
I think like some paths that the prison system should definitely be investing in and, you know, focusing our resources on instead of like how much time a person spends in prison. We should be focusing on therapy, medication, and programs to like help them once they leave so they can reacclimate into society. Yeah. Because that obviously did not happen.
It needs to be like a priority. It needs to be treated like a medical issue, not like a prison jail issue.
100%. I totally agree. So, you guys are our listeners, and you know, we are 100% honest with you. And we just want to say, like, stories like this should be a reminder to everyone that our prison system is not, like, broken. It is shattered. And we should all be taking a part in advocating that, you know, mental health needs to be taken as a serious medical issue. Until we actually see these cycles be fixed, people like DeCarlos Brown are just going to fall back into these patterns and just be looked over again and again.
Yeah, absolutely. Mental health change is not just feeling bad and pitying people with mental health issues. It's about prevention, human dignity, and most of all, safety. We need to focus on rehabilitating people and not just punishing them.
Exactly. Awareness is the first step to change, along with talking about the escaping crack that we hope to start this change with.
Yeah. And we like to talk about lots of change on our podcast.
Yes, we do.
In our next episode, we'll explore just how much gender equality is changing or affecting our day-to-day life.
So we're going to take a deep dive into the root causes of inequality, unequal pay, violence, discrimination, disparity, and racism through gender. Thank you so much for listening to Mental Munchies.
Don't forget to subscribe and check out our other episodes for discussions about society's issues. Join us next week as we explore the bigger picture